Hi, good evening. Hi, and today's session is about how you can revolutionize care communities and how you can also introduce the human connection along with using AI as a tool in your business to help you to create an amazing community that you can build connections with that will shape also the future to help you to benefit from your community that you've created, but also to help your community also receive a better outcome and a stronger outcome and a connection, a human connection with your services, where they're seeing you, the person or the care manager, for example, or your staff members, that it's a community. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about a few things, and what I want to say to you is just imagine that the future of care and the business growth is what I'm about to discuss with you today, and it is about community power. Community has the power, and I really want to share with you the game-changing conversation on how the human connection can also be amalgamated with AI technology to build a strong community by really bringing about building transformation in the care business that you have. So in this session, I'll be discussing why communities is the foundation of a thriving business. And I've been saying this for probably about a couple of weeks now, that it's a thriving business, and by you implementing a community, creating a community where you provide the service and combining it with AI, that it's going to help your care business operations. And that's the reason why I'm saying this, is so that you can spend time with the community, serving the people that you want to serve, for example, and that they've allowed you to serve them. So we're going to be using some really strategies that are quite powerful for community building, and I really want you to focus on this as well, to attract new clients and to build partnerships with organizations that are able to give you the work, because they get to know you rather than you just call them or send them an email. Go and visit them as well. Go and visit and build this communication whereby you're well known for building a community and getting the community to come together as one and to grow and to develop your care business, for example. So welcome, I'm Christine Crowell, and today is about how you can secure a community center, like an event or a speaking opportunity in the community center that you want to build a relationship with. So I'm going to dive into a few of the things here. And once you've secured the appointment, because yesterday I put the link up here, for example, yesterday I talked about how do you pitch to an organization, and that organization, community center, for example, I said, yes, I want to hear more. I'm really excited about this. What do you say then? You're going to be like, I haven't got anything planned. So today's training is about you preparing for building your community, but also you sitting, talking with those that you're looking to partnership with, you're looking to collaborate with, as well as the community, for example, because the community wants to hear what you've got to say. So it is a speaking opportunity. It is also a way of securing a community centre by organising an event, say once a month. I'm not saying for you to, do it all the time. If you want to do it every 3 months, you can do, but I would say every month until you feel that you can make it every 3 months. But I wouldn't really stop there. I would keep doing the once a month, just for a couple of hours. Whether it's yourself or whether it's one of your team members, then you got to keep that community relationship going, because someone else can step in and then you may have lost future potential clients, for example, as well as relationships. So I'm going to go into this. So, for example, you've got the community centres attention, they want to know more, and I'm going to talk to you about what the next steps is and how you can demonstrate that you have got value and that you can build rapport by using the following approach. Now, please do grab a pen and paper or listen carefully to the end, because you won't want to miss this, because this is truly revolutionizing your care business, the way you do care business, the way you do marketing for your business. This is key. So, first of all, what you want to do is, for example, you can offer even to be a volunteer to support one of their existing programs or initiatives. Offer a helping hand. Provide free educational workshops or resources that will align with their mission. You can rent a hall even as well and invite everybody from all of the different organizations, as well as those that may use the service or are using a service currently at the moment, to get their attention so that you can offer value to them. So by you providing educational workshops or resources, for example, that aligns with their mission is key. So what you want to do when you're there with the center manager, you say, look, I want to offer an event, and the purpose is it's going to be really value driven, and you're going to suggest hosting a free event. If it's in the community center, usually it is free. However, they may say, look, if you want me to bring some of the people that come to the center, for example, then I'm going to have to hire this room out, for example, for 10, 20 pounds or dollars, for example, because it's going to help the community, right? So it shouldn't really be like if you're booking in a hotel where they charge you thousands, for example. That's a bit different, okay? So they'll want to know the purpose. So you're offering a free event, for example, and you can talk about topics like care, giving support strategies, how to choose the right home care service. So this is what you tell the manager, the things that you're going to be discussing at your event. But you'll also be using AI to help improve your marketing strategy as well. So you can even offer to co-brand, ensuring that the center gains visibility and engagement as well. Another thing you can do when you're speaking with the manager of the center, for example, you'll have an information pack, and this information pack will describe all of what I'm telling you as well. So like I said, grab a pen and paper and make notes, because you're going to want to, and you're going to want to stay till the end. So stay with me. Okay, so you're going to be suggesting, like I said, hosting a free event, and you're going to be offering training, educational, that's going to be beneficial to those that use the service, or the relatives, for example, the carers, or friends, or even, for example, if you invite social services or GP surgery, etc., they're going to want to be there because they're part of that community. So those are the business types that's going to give you work, for example. So highlight the mutual benefit. Like I said, explain how you can attract new visitors to the center, to the community center, and show how it aligns with their goals of supporting families and individuals in need. Do you get where I'm going with this? This is how you build a strong community. It's not going to happen overnight. So if you think this is something that you can just do overnight, I'm just going to drink my tea, then you're in this for the wrong reason. You're there to nurture. You're there to build relationships. You're there to build trust. You're there to get them to get to know you, for example. So, like I said, it isn't about you saying, right, these are the prices that I charge. And you don't do it like that. You just talk about what they need to hear from you. So find out what the need is in the locality where you are, in the community center, and say, you know, what is it that you feel is possibly lacking in care agencies, for example, or care homes, or whatever, for example. What is it that you think is currently lacking? How can we best serve you? I want to hear from you, the people, those that use the service. Because with you doing that, you then able to make notes and find out what the needs are, and then you look at providing that need, that type of service of what that need is, because you've heard from the community itself. As well as there's the care, the social workers, the GP surgeries, the law firms, for example. They'll be able to also give you feedback as well. So is this making sense what I'm saying so far? So stay with me. I haven't finished yet. So the next thing that you need to think about is highlight the mutual benefits. So explain to the manager how your event can attract new visitors to the center. Okay? Then what you want to do is you want to talk to the community center manager, for example, and say that you'll be able to, talk about the event. Maybe you could even get, different organizations to come and you do a newsletter about, hey, we did this event and it was amazing. And then you leave these newsletters around, GP surgeries, social services, care homes, for example. You can leave them in the center itself as well. And just be there to listen, use your ears and listen, not you talk without listening to what they have to say to you, for example. So then what you need to do is you need to look at following up and confirming with the manager. So for example, you can ask the manager, express the interest and say, right, let's work out some dates for the event. Let's look at the capacity that you can hold in this particular room, for example. So look at what date, what promotional efforts needs to be done from your part. Once you've met with the manager and they've looked at your presentation pack and they've said, wow, this is great, I'm really looking forward to it, yes, you can do it, for example. And then you've got to go away and then you've got to start planning for this. Okay, so ensure that you do clear communication about what's needed from both sides. So what do you need from the center manager? Maybe you can say to the center manager, are you able to offer, teas and coffees, for example, with a few biscuits or something like that? And then I will come and do the talk with, talking to the community center clients, for example. So by offering value, aligning with their mission, and I mean their mission, not yours, and demonstrating professionalism, you'll increase chances of securing the venue, and also reaching potential clients effectively. Now, these clients aren't going to come pouring into you on the same day. It's going to take some time. So you're going to need to do it over and over and over to build a relationship up. You may be lucky and get someone, within the first week, for example. But when someone needs care, rather than them go on a website, they're going to come to you because they've met you, like I said. I would love to hear what your views are on what I've just said. Are you going to give it a go? Because by building community and building a foundation, it will help your business to thrive. And using AI to help you with that side of things, the logistics and the marketing side of things, it will also make it easy for you to be able to do. All you've got to do basically is have your information, gather your information, and then you go and talk. So you then are speaking at the event, and it's a real life thing that you're doing. You're speaking to people in your community that could be your potential clients. So they need to hear from you, not to see you online or perhaps 20 other agencies online. Then they've got to choose between 20, and it's a difficult decision to make, for example. But if they meet you in person, it will be a lot stronger and it will work a lot better for you. And it's like I've mentioned, if you can do this, it will really create a new approach that used to happen many years ago. This is what we used to do many years ago. Well, I used to do many years ago. And the community needs you, especially now in these most challenging times. We need to come together as one, and by building a community and supporting a community, you will be as one, and you'll help one another, because it's not about you, it's about the service users. And if you help the service users, then they will help you to grow, and then it'll become that you're the person to go to, for example, for care. I'd love to know what your comments are in the chat, because at the end of the day, this is about you listening to what I've got to say, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen to what I've got to say today. But I really want to make this so that it works for you. So this is the reason why I created the live event, because I want you to look at the power of community building and the future of care and business growth, and how you can secure a community center event and you can speak at that event. So communities need this foundation, and you also need this for your business to thrive, for example. Like I said, everyone seems to be jumping online when you've got a community. Yeah, you've got a community. You're not worldwide. If you're local and you're in a local area, then you should be visiting your community. And another way that you can do it is you can do face-to-face once a month, for example. Spend 2-3 hours, even 4 hours, like I used to do, because I can talk for England, for example. But what you can also do is do a Zoom, do a webinar, do a Zoom with your community and talk to them, because people are lonely. People feel isolated. Sometimes people are going through bereavement, they're going through illness. and they can't get out. So if you do the Zoom, then they can come online. And I'm talking about just for your locality. I'm not saying to do the whole of the UK. You know, don't let other businesses get a piece of the pie as well, for example, but do it locally in your area, for example, and then you do webinars. You could do that every 2 weeks, for example, for those that can't get out. Arrange to do like days out, like, you know, during June, for example, when it's not too hot, you know, just to get, for them to get out for the day. You can collaborate with a day centre or collaborate with a sheltered housing centre, for example. Do that and you can get to meet people that way. And at the same time, you invite the sheltered housing manager, you invite the social services, you invite the general practitioners, the surgeries, for example. You invite the recovery teams, you invite the mental health teams, you invite the elderly teams, you invite the adult teams, for example. Build this community because there's not enough people doing it. I'd love to hear your comments, whether you've seen it, where you've seen people do this, because this is how it used to be, and we need to really look at also going back to basics in a way that's comfortable and really just looking at growing your connection with your community, because I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do you know your community? Do you know the people in your community that you're serving, apart from the clients that you have, and apart from where social services have referred someone to you, for example? Do you know who is literally in your community? I bet you don't. And this is the reason why I'm doing this live tonight, is because there's not enough people doing community events, for example, whereby you're talking to those that need the service and how you can best support them in their lives, to give them better outcomes, to give better care, because you understand them, but also you know them, you've met them before you just walk into someone's house and it's the first time you've met them, for example. With this way, they know you and you know them, and that's a better combination. It doesn't feel so awkward when someone's first going into a house, for example. So I'd love to hear your comments about what you are going to do. Is it something that you're thinking of doing? Are you interested in building a community? Are you interested in finding out what your community needs in your locality? Because this will also help you to get a contract. It will help you to get a contract because this is what you're doing, and then you're then able to put on your contract that I initiated a community, care community in my locality, and I started 6 months ago, for example, and it started with 10 people. We now have over 200 people in this care community, and I hold monthly events, live, face-to-face, for example, and I also hold a Zoom webinar with the community in that locality online for those that aren't able to get out. So, and the reason why you're doing that is to find out what the need is, because when you do apply for contracts, and I'm going to be going into some contract training here as well, not today, but another day. Because when you're applying for contracts, some of the contract questions do revolve around community. Do you know your community? And yes, they provide you with the data, they provide you with a PowerPoint presentation possibly, or some A4 sheets of paper, for example, about the community, or some sort of report about the community. But isn't it nice if you're able to create that report yourself, and then you produce that at your event, but you also produce it with the contract that you're going to apply for? Now that is something truly amazing, and you will be applauded for it. You can even give it to the GP surgeries, you can give it to social services, you can give it to the sheltered housing units, for example. There's lots of organizations as well, whether it's elderly, adults, for example. What is it that you can provide that's going to make you stand out as a community business, for example? It's going to make you stand out from the others. Believe me, the big companies, they haven't got time to do that because they're so busy. But you can be really strategic in this and gain knowledge, but also help the community, and in turn the community will help you. And you can give this information, create the report, you can then give it to, when you're applying for contracts, you can give it to other government organizations to let them know that this is what you've done in this locality and how it's helped and what the achievements are, and that you've created this. It's an amazing opportunity that you'll be able to push forward and always be proud of, that it's something that you've started in your community. And you may get other organizations doing it in another community. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on whether you're thinking of creating a community. Now, I mentioned earlier about how you can, once you've pitched to a community center manager, for example, what do you say once you get in the door? What information do you need to say in order to get the authority or the ability to actually book the room, for example? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And I also would love to share with you that we do hold our monthly boot camps, and this is to do with AI and also the human connection in terms of building a community to build a stronger business that is thriving in 2025, and building relationships is the key. And also the aspect of you doing this is going to make you stand out from the others. You'll be standing out from the big guys, you know, you'll be the one that's they're going to look to and hopefully come towards you and use your services as well, by you nurturing them as well. And you've got that, you'll be able to build a relationship. And I'll go into a bit more of relationship building with your community. And what I'd also like you to do, if you want to hear more, you can there'll be a link here if you want to click it and book a free 15-minute appointment with me, and I'll talk to you about building a community. You know, maybe you've started this already, I don't know. Maybe you're possibly stuck. Whether you're in the UK or whether you're in America, wherever you are in the world, if you're running a care business, this is what you should be doing. If you're not doing it, then you're just like all the others. So this is how you stand out. Get in and walk on the street and get to know your community. Stop doing it behind a screen, computer screen, or your phone, for example, because They don't know you. All they do, the phone creates the barrier anyway, for example. Just drank my tea there. And the second thing is, so does the computer. You send an email, they don't really know you. Even when you call, you've got to really know that person for them to, respond in a positive way to you, for example. But if you go out in the community and build relationships there, then you've got a stronger chance of getting work for your organization. So go to your community centers. Remember what I've been doing over the last couple of days, and I brought you to this point today, is where you are sat in front of the center manager and you're talking about what you can do and what you're going to offer. You're collaborating, talking together, what would work really well. You're then looking at what dates you can do the event and also the time frame. Then you're going back to your office to create the logistics of how you're going to work it, what the presentation is going to be, what the speaking is going to be about. You're going to talk to the community to ask them what is lacking. So that's the next training that I'll be doing tomorrow live, is about, okay, you've checked out the center manager, for example, and you've had a meeting with them. They said, yep, you can do it. These are the dates, etc. Now, what do you do when you walk in the door in the center and you've got the community there? What do you say? So that's the next training for tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I really appreciate your likes. I also appreciate your subscriptions, subscribing to the channel, and stay tuned because I will be uploading a video as well today before I finish for the evening. And tomorrow I'm going to be talking to you about, now you've got the speaking gig, for example, in front of the community. What type of questions are you going to ask the community so they can give you feedback, so that you can look at what type of service you're going to be offering. And also when you're looking at applying for government organisation for registration, if you're in the UK, Care Quality Commission, CQC, for example. If you're in America, the government licensing departments for your state, for example, then you would mention that you have built a community, for example, and this is what the need is, and that you know what the need is, and say that there was possibly 50 people, and out of the 50 people there was 10 that said that they needed more support in this, that and the other, for example. So join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time. That's 2 p.m. American time if you're in New York or Atlanta, for example, just to give you the time difference, for example. And have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I just want to say thank you for listening to me. For those of you that are on here, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And if you're watching the replay, thank you. And I really did appreciate the chat comments as well as the comments on the videos. So let me know whether you're going to be setting up a community for yourself. Is it something that you would like to introduce into your business, into your care business? And you know something, this can be for any type of business, but I specialize in healthcare and have done so for over 35 years. So this is the reason why I'm kind of sticking with this care business community. But the community needs you. They need you. So like I said, let's stop sitting at our desk. Let's get active, get out and meet people that need you and you want to hear from them, because you can't really get the full picture until you're there in front of someone and you're seeing them. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I appreciate you. And do like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you. Bye.